welcome to My Cooley Radio. Let's get it, cause we gon' get it in. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody having a blessed day, and like I always say, stay sucker free. That's right, stay sucker free from these haters, cause these haters gonna hate, and let them hate, because that should make you motivate you to be you and be great. Don't let these haters hate on you now. Don't let them hate on you. Make that motivation, like I said. Please download My Cooley Radio. That's right. Make sure you download My Cooley Radio. I really would appreciate that. Make sure you follow My Cooley Radio on all digital platforms, from iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. All right, Spotify, you name it. You just type My Cooley Radio in, and I will pop right up. All right. Please push that notification so anytime I do a show or do any type of segment, you will be one of the first people to see it when you hit the notification button. All right? Get your friends to follow and everything. I will really appreciate all the support. Follow me also on social media. Social media on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just follow me, plus put in my name, Mike Cooley, and I will pop up and follow me, see what I'm doing in the industry, and see me on the red carpets, and see what I do with me and other celebrities, and see what we out here doing. All your support is needed, and really, really blessed for your support, all right? It really is. So I want to talk about this segment here. It's going to be about the things going on in Florida with the Milton hurricane right now. With the hurricane that's going on in Florida, my prayers is for the people out there that's trying to survive it, that's going through, that had damages at their homes, and so much is going on in Florida, and we have to remember to pray for those guys out there, because they're going through one of their worst storms that they have ever witnessed in Florida, and it's hard on a lot of people down there, and I'm going to let you listen to what Biden has to say about this. Biden talks about this Florida storm, and I'll get back with you once we hear from Biden. I'll get back with you guys, all right, and give you my opinion on it. Here goes Biden. Give me 1 second here. Here we go.
Within a few hours, Hurricane Milton is expected to make landfall on the western coast of Florida. Already we're seeing impacts from the storm, including significant winds and heavy rain. And there's also been frequent and widespread tornado warnings throughout the day. And they're continued and expected to expand as Milton moves over land, including a few that have already touched down in South Florida. Currently, Milton is a Category 3 with wind speeds up to 120 miles per hour. But no one should be confused. It's still expected to be one of the most and worst destructive hurricanes to hit Florida in over a century. You know, both the heads of the National Hurricane Center and the National Weather Service made it very clear in conversations I've had with them earlier today. Milton still carries incredible destructiveness, can wipe out communities, can cause loss of life. Storm surge is still expected to be up to 13 feet. So I urge everyone in Hurricane Milton's path to listen to local officials and follow all the safety instructions they give. At this point, evacuation is probably difficult. So I encourage people to look for safer shelter. Sometimes moving just a few miles can mean the difference between life and death. We've already approved emergency declarations for Florida. We have thousands of federal personnel on the ground. On your stays that are ready to go, we have 20 million meals, 40 million liters of water. In my direction, the Secretary of Defense, Austin, has pre-positioned search and rescue teams, helicopters, and high water speed vehicles as close to the storm as possible, so they're ready to conduct life-saving missions. And the administrator of FEMA will be on the site tonight in Florida, and the state's emergency operations center. Both Administrator Criswell and I will be in constant contact with state and local officials in the hours ahead. Once the storm hits, we're going to work with state officials to clear debris, restore power, and do it as fast as possible. The Army Corps of Engineers will pump out water and decrease flooding. We've already directed the Department of Defense to be ready to provide active duty service members to support Florida after the storm surge if the Governor DeSantis requests the help, which I expect he might. Just like we did North Carolina. I have surged over 1,000 U.S. Coast Guard personnel to perform search and rescue missions and reopen the port of Tampa as soon as possible. Now, I want to reiterate a point I made clear earlier today to the folks who have been impacted by Helene. This impact will be now impacted by Milton. Over the last few weeks, there's been reckless and irresponsible and relentless promotion of disinformation and outright lies about what's going on. It's undermining confidence in the people in Florida and the incredible rescue and recovery work that has been undertaken. Literally, there are thousands of fellow Americans who are putting their lives at stake and putting on the line to do the dangerous work that needs to be done now. And it's harmful to those who most need the help. Quite frankly, these lies are un-American, and there is simply no place for them. Not now, not ever. Former President Trump has led this onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. It's simply not true. They're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That is simply not true either. They're saying that money needed for these crises are being diverted to migrants. What the heck are they talking about? Stop it. It's outrageous. It's just not true. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's got to stop. Let me close with this. As difficult as these days and weeks have been, we've seen incredible courage by so many of our fellow Americans. I want to thank all the first responders for running toward danger instead of away from it, for saving lives and making a difference. FEMA personnel risking their lives, climbing on hillsides to reach people cut off by Helene. Army National Guard flying through the gale wind force. It's amazing what they're doing. Firefighters lifting collapsed wood and metal in an attempt to see if there are survivors, any survivors under the debris, risking their lives. Coast Guard teams are rappelling from helicopters to rescue people and risking their own lives. There are countless friends and neighbors who have sacrificed for the greater good. Volunteers leaving their own families behind to help search for someone else's family. Fellow Americans looking out for one another. That's America at its very best. That's who we are. So my final message tonight is to the people of Florida and all the impacted states. We've got your back. We've got your back. And Kamala and I will be there for as long as it takes to rescue, recover, and rebuild. May God bless you all, and may God protect those serving in the eye of this storm on behalf of our nation. Thank you.
All right, well, you heard from Joe, President Joe Biden, and he has some very, very interesting things to say, so I'm going to get right to it. He's saying, pretty much saying that, hey, there's lies that are being said. When he's saying about the lies, a lot of people are complaining that they're not getting no help in Florida, that the government is not doing their job in Florida to make sure people in Florida are being safe down there. And Joe saying that's not true. Also saying that, the people just making up these rumors that the government making these weathers and all this stuff. And he just saying that we got to stop this, right? We all heard what he said. Now, I think what upsets people, and there's something, if I can sit with Joe Biden and sit down with him and have a conversation with him, I would want him to understand what a lot of the American people are frustrated about. we have a war in Ukraine, okay? Right? Ukraine has a war, and we send money to Ukraine to help Ukraine war, right? Then our gas and everything goes up because of these wars are happening. That has nothing to do with America, but somehow we take the punishment from it. Okay. Now, we see that the fundings are getting done for immigration and the wars, and we see the fundings, but then when it comes to us in America, us American citizens, when it comes to us and we are having struggles like Hurricane Katrina, and now this type of hurricane, right? And the help is not what people expect the help to be. I wasn't there for Hurricane Katrina. I heard a lot, though. And I heard the help was not great at Hurricane Katrina. And I'm hearing that the help is not great in Florida right now. I don't know. I'm not in Florida. So for you Florida people out there, please comment and let me know how you feel. Because I got people watching me from Florida. Shout out to my Florida people that are listening to me. I do see you. I see you. So please, my people in Florida, please give your comments how crazy it is out there. Because, you know, everybody going to have their opinion, but you guys are there. You guys are the witness to it. You guys know what's going on. But what I'm hearing from the outside looking in is that people are not happy what's going on down there with the chaos down there with the hurricane stuff, and it feel like, hey, pretty much you're on your own. It's pretty much what I got and everything. You're on your own. We're going to, you know, but Joe is saying that he getting people to come out to help, and they're going to be there to support. So we'll see. We're hearing two different stories here from different people, and it's unfortunate because it shouldn't be like that. We should be getting the help and support when it comes down to it. We should get that help. And when we don't get the help we need, and we are putting taxpayer dollars, this becomes a big problem. So, you know, Trump said some things about the hurricane too, how he feels about the hurricane. And, you know, I haven't really heard too much of what he said, but I heard it was very, very, very interesting, right? And he has a different input on it. And he's pretty much saying that it's a disaster how they're moving in on this hurricane situation. So it's very, very interesting. But I will say this. I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody is staying. We're talking about in Florida. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Trying to stay alive and survive. And hopefully things will be rebuilt. It sucks that this happens in Florida. I heard Florida's a very nice place to be. But unfortunate, it just don't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. I'm going to sit back and show you what pretty much Trump had to say about the hurricane, all right? And then we'll see what he says here, all right? Let's hear what Trump had to say that I guess he lied about. This is what Biden said that Trump lied about, okay? So let's hear what Trump had to say right now about that, all right? Here we go.
Bring people $750
for immediate
for the worst, but for the worst hurricane that anybody's seen. But she shouldn't be there anyway. She should be. I would say that North Carolina is bad. It's so bad.
She was there today for 3 hours, I believe. Kamala Harris.
Yeah, they're offering people $750
For immediate
for the worst, but for the worst hurricane that anybody's seen. But she shouldn't be there anyway. She should be, I would say that North Carolina is bad.
So you heard that right there. Just a little clip of what he said, that Biden said that's not true, that what he said is false. So it's going to be very interesting, but we should get the help that we need when we have these situations. We shouldn't be hesitant. We should be able to get everybody that's on board. I don't care if it's military, whoever. Everybody needs to come together when it comes to these type of hurricanes to save lives, American lives, because we pay for it. Taxpayer dollars, people work hard to try to live, and it's sad that people's homes are being destroyed, and they can never rebuild those homes. They can never rebuild those homes. Those homes are gone, will be gone. And all their years and years and putting in work for so many years will become nothing more, just a waste, because so many years they put so much work in, and then these hurricanes wipe them out, and they don't have no way to rebuild, and then the government doesn't help them rebuild on certain situations, because on funding, depending on the funding, and now everybody's upset and about this situation. Of course, I know firsthand about flooding because here in San Diego we had it, right? In San Diego we had crazy floods, right, during the rain time, where a lot of people, lost their homes, or homes were messed up, and people are still waiting for the county, San Diego County, and the people in the state to give them back their money, which people are still complaining about that they haven't gotten that. It's another story for another day, which I'll end up talking about. But let's keep our heads up high and pray for the people in Florida, and hope that they are staying safe, and praying to God that everybody's hope people stay safe and be blessed. This is My Cooley Radio. Let's get it, because we gonna get it in. I'm out.